Hi, Vincent.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Um, I'm still fizzing with ideas, and I hope I'll be able to entertain you with them while you um, do the job of posting the links to and adding to resources of the document center of secular Koranism.
Yes, secularkoranism.blogspot.com. Oh, hold on. First, I have to give my birds their bath. I
How does that manage? Do you spray them?
No, no, no. It's they get these little covered dishes with water in it, and they go inside and bathe.
Hmm.
Yes, they go inside the little thing and bathe. They are my babies.
Are they cute when they bathe themselves?
Yes, of course, they're always cute. Every little thing that they do is cute. They're cute in general. That's why
Can
people
we have a
have.
picture of them? Can we watch them having their bath?
Yes, we can. I'll show
Oh,
you
good.
them having their bath. Let me just get their bath ready. Hold
Solo
on.
layout.
Okay, I'll show you them having their bath in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so, oh, I'm going to just run my water for a second. I don't know if it'll bother you or not, or if you'll
No, no,
hear lots of noise. I can turn it off. Is that loud?
no, no.
Okay.
We should have the sort of build up to the bird bath.
Yes, yes. My canary's eggs didn't hatch, which I'm happy for.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I told you one of them had eggs.
You might have done. How many have you got now?
I have 45 birds,
Mm-hmm.
but they're so little and they all fit in one huge cage. They're tiny.
Mm-hmm. I think a few people have been um, reading some of it, but some of the links to the document center.
Well,
But
I
maybe
think
they've got the wrong idea.
maybe they have maybe they don't like the fact that it looks so professional now.
Yeah, but I thought Alex was getting, he was quite into the idea, and we haven't heard from him. So maybe he'll be kind of lost in grok for a while, compiling his own political landscape for his Orthodox Christian monarchy. But I mean, it is quite engrossing, I'm sure. And I guess
Yeah,
everybody will be producing their competing political landscapes.
yeah. Well, oh God, what's his name? Rake sent me this document. I'm like, okay, so what are your principles or laws that can be enforced by a court? And he sent me this document written by Aleister Crowley, and it was so like dumb, like do what you will, love what you will, um, you're free to do what you want. Blah. It was just like not really much of a legal system that you could really run a country on. You know.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, he really doesn't get it. He just thinks he should wish for it, and if his blood is pure, he's gonna get it. I mean, really, that is how he thinks. I mean, I've been talking to him today, and um, I mean, despite this constant banging on, you and me and everybody else, look, you have to have a vision, and you have to be able to. I mean, this is what political manifestos are for, isn't it? That they say, okay, you may not like the sound of us, but imagine that your society using our policies, you know, and then maybe the voter might think, oh yeah, I like the sound of imposing inheritance tax or not imposing inheritance tax, or supporting marriage or not, whatever it is.
Yeah.
That space we have that you weren't happy about, the 15-minute space. I'm going to call it in my timestamp Vincent of Destiny, greater than George Michael.
Can you see the
And you
birds?
haven't even heard of George Michael. Hmm?
You can see the birds, right?
Oh, right. I haven't. I've been doing something else. Hold on a minute while I switch screens.
Wait, well, I'm gonna turn them off. Not turn off. But you can see my camera, right?
Yeah, I can see some bars, a wall.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm going to fix that in a second. They have their eggshells. I gave them string yesterday, which they've used up.
String? What string for?
For making their nests and playing with. They like to play with their string.
Hmm.
I gave them eggshells. They like to eat eggshells.
Is it nutritious for them?
Yeah, I think it is. I think they need calcium, so it's good for them to have it.
Hmm.
Hold on, bird. Somebody wants to watch you, so we're gonna hold on. They're getting ready. They get impatient because they love their bath and they go right into their bath. Hold on. Can you see them?
Yes, they're in their cage,
You see the baths at
lying
the
around.
bottom? Hold on.
Yes, three,
They
but
might not.
three saucers. It seems you put three saucers at the bottom.
No, no, no. You see those little baths there?
Oh yes, one in blue, white, green. Is that what you mean?
Yes. Let's see if I can. Because I'm close. They're not going in. But let's see if I stay all the way back here, and let's see if I can zoom in. I can zoom in a bit. Oh, that's not quite as clear.
Mm.
Is it zoomed in for you or no?
Well, I can see them kind of hovering, standing on on their bars, I guess. But I guess you have to be there. Um,
They're
yeah.
starting to go in. They're a little hesitant because I'm so close.
Hmm.
But you can see them. Yeah, you see my new big cage?
Which one is the new one?
The one on the
The one on top?
bottom. No, this is my new bigger cage. I have a bigger cage now.
Okay, there seems to be two stories. Is it two? Is it one cage on top of the other, and
Yeah,
three?
it's that one cage up on top I made into one cage. That cage up on top I've made into one cage.
Mm-hmm. But there are two at the bottom, right?
No, there's one at the bottom.
Oh, right. Okay.
That's all one cage.
Okay. I understand now.
Yeah, see, I told you I have a nice big cage, and now.
And the one at the top is for the finches?
The top is for two aggressive finches. They're cutthroat finches, and they can't live with everyone else in harmony, so they live up there.
Mm-hmm. The prison, the prison cage. I mean the bad bird cage.
Yes, the bad bird cage. They're bad birds, so. But Yes, they are bad. They are bad birds up top.
Delinquent
So,
birds.
yeah, no, they cause problems. So they're not allowed to be with anyone else.
How many are there in the bad bird cage?
Two, a couple, a boy and a girl.
Hmm. Do they get on with each other, or are they always fighting?
No, they get along because they're the same species and they're husband and wife. So they get along.
Hmm.
Yeah, they get along. Hold on, let me just make a coffee and then we'll start. And I'll start posting up pamphlets. I'm going to do them bit by bit. I find it so tedious to post them. I don't know why. It doesn't take that long. It's just annoying
Hmm.
to make sure they're all right. And then I have to copy and paste everything into the table of content. You know what I mean? Blogger doesn't make it. Blogger's not that sophisticated. You know, you can't just add it to some kind of tab for people to open up. You got to kind of
Well, you've got
scroll.
to sort out what bold and the italic text and the headings and that sort of thing. Is that what you mean?
No, I just have to. I have a table of contents on there that I have to constantly update.
Hmm.
You know, most. I don't know. Most websites don't have table of contents anymore. Um, you know, you find things through hashtags or search tags, or they're organized under a tab. You know what I mean? The table of contents is very old form of blogging, and I still do that, and it's tedious to uphold it. But I don't know how else. I know you could do tabs inside of Google, but I don't know how to do it. It's much too difficult for me.
Right. Let me have a look again. Yeah, I guess table of contents is very old worldy, and
Yeah,
I suppose you could categorize the different links according to, I don't know, government departments or something like, preliminaries, constitution, manifesto, psychological profile, and then it would be, family courts, department of the environment, the judiciary, that sort of thing, I guess, to make it more easy to navigate. What do you think? Do you think that's a good idea?
maybe. I kind of know what you're. Well, it would be easy if I had tabs, but I don't have tabs. I don't know how to turn. I don't know how to make tabs. You have to know how to code in order to make tabs, and
I'm not quite sure what you mean by tabs, to be honest.
a tab like at the top, like you can have a tab that says um, government departments, and then under that tab would be listed all of the blog posts that have to do with government departments.
Oh, right, right.
Instead of having, a table of content.
Hmm.
Though I won't lie, I kind of like having a table of contents.
Hmm.
Me
Yeah, I think
personally.
yeah, it makes sense, making it sound like a book.
Mhm.
Well, you kind of need a table of contents anyway, just for, well, all the obvious reasons. It's like, this is a book, what's it about? Um, Here's a clue in the table of contents with all the chapter headings.
Yeah. Just making my coffee.
Hmm. Yeah, I wanted to ask you about this whole thing of being chosen. I mean, I guess if you're chosen, you'd feel special and higher status than people who aren't chosen, I suppose, initially. But, it depends on what you're chosen for, right? You wouldn't want to be one of those people, oh, yay, I was chosen, chosen, chosen. Wow, I'm better than the people who aren't chosen. And then you discover that you don't want to do this thing that you're chosen for.
Okay, so I have to. I'm gonna do these one at a time. I don't know how many I'm gonna post today, but I'm gonna post as many as I can. But before we do that, we have to. We're gonna have a pamphlet that we have to make.
What, a new one?
Yes. Which. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, that will be fun. I'm sure I have a list of them that haven't all been made into pamphlets.
Okay. Why? What do you want to make a pamphlet on?
Did we talk about repentant unmarried parents and unrepentant unmarried parents, UUP and RUP? Did those? I don't seem to remember those acronyms coming up.
No, we didn't.
Do you think that would be fun? Because I was talking about that with Rake, and he was,
Sure.
so I think that might be, kind of more detailed.
Okay, so we'll say using all the data you have so far on secular Koranism, write a party pamphlet on repentant unmarried parents.
And their children going to B+ school.
RUP and UUP, right?
Yes. So
Okay.
RUP, parents of RUPs, sorry, children of RUPs go to B+ school, and children of UUPs go to B school.
Okay, they're gonna have to read the pamphlet on the. We didn't do anything about schools in this version of secular Koranism, so there's no pamphlet up on this. They're gonna have to look at the version 1 pamphlet on schools in order to. This system doesn't know about your A+ and B+ schools.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't. Okay, so. Okay. Hold on, wait a minute. Let's see if we can bring them together.
Mm-hmm.
How do you spell unrepentant? UNREPENTANT, right?
That's right.
Unrepentant married parents, AUB, and married parents. Married parents is MP, right?
Yes.
Okay. Using all the data you have so far on secular Koranism, write a party pamphlet on repentant unmarried parents, unrepentant unmarried parents, and married parents. Okay. Both repentant and unrepentant unmarried parents are whipped. Okay. Married and unmarried parents are whipped but
Per illegitimate offspring. Per
per
illegitimate offspring.
illegitimate offspring. What if they have twins?
I'll count it as 100 lashes. Or okay, it doesn't matter. In one birth, you can have octuplets and it's still 100 lashes because it's not fair to give them 100 lashes for.
And unpregnant married parents are whipped per illegitimate
Birth.
birth. I'm just going to put in parentheses multiple. I'll just write twins count as one. Okay.
It's being so legalistic.
Both repentant and unrepentant unmarried parents are whipped per illegitimate offspring. Describe. Okay. The state has 3 school systems. An A school system for the children of married parents, a B school system for the children of unrepentant unmarried parents, and a B plus school system for the children of unrepentant unmarried parents. Using all the data you have so far on secular Koranism, United Party pamphlet on repentant unmarried parents, unrepentant unmarried parents, and married parents. Both repentant and unrepentant unmarried parents are whipped per illegitimate birth. Twins count as one. The state has 3 school systems: an A school system for the children of married parents, a B school system for the children of unrepentant unmarried parents, and a B plus school system for the children of unrepentant unmarried parents. Okay. What else distinguishes these 3 classes of people?
I don't understand the question.
Is that all you want me to do? Is that all you want the thing to be on, or do you want to add more to this?
No, I think that's enough to be getting on with.
Okay, give me a second. Let me just get myself set up.
This is a pamphlet, right? To explain the system. Mm-hmm. I think Facebook has lifted the censorship on Voice of Reason, which I'm pleased about.
Because no one's using it anymore. Who's on Facebook? I never go on Facebook.
Well, I kind of have to do a bit of, I just want to be thorough. But anyway, I've noticed that Voice of Reason, which used to be censored, is no longer censored. It just wouldn't let me post links from my blog, and now it does. Probably because it's desperate for users now, and they've left forever.
Yep, no, it's desperate for users. Nobody wants it. They over-censored everybody.
And they're never going back again.
No, Facebook is dead. Okay, I've sent you the pamphlet, and I'm going to, while you're reading that pamphlet, I'm going to post another one of your pamphlets.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking it would make it more entertaining if I put in pictures about these sort of different pamphlets and stories, to make it just
Well, we
more
can ask Grok to generate principal pictures for us.
exactly. Okay. Below is a detail party pamphlet for the Secular Koranist Party of America addressing the classification and treatment of repentant unmarried parents, RUP, unrepentant unmarried parents, UUP, and married parents under secular Koranism. The pamphlet outlines the whipping penalty for illegitimate births, counting twins as one, the establishment of 3 school systems, A for MP, B for UUP, and B plus for RUP, and the rationale behind these policies to promote family stability. Secular Koranist Party of America. Building Strong Families, a guide to parenthood and education. To the parents of the United States, the SKPA of America is committed to a disciplined, orderly society under the secular Koranist Constitution, effective March 10th, 1025. Families are our foundation, and parenthood shapes our future. We classify parents into 3 groups: married parents, MP, repentant unmarried parents, RUP, and unrepentant unmarried parents, UUP, with clear laws and education systems to guide you. Both RUP and UUP face 100K lashes per illegitimate birth. Twins count as one, while MPs lead by example. Our new A, B plus and B school systems ensure your children thrive based on your choices. Here's how it works and why it matters. Parenthood classifications. Secular Koranism, founded by Claire Core, strips the Quran of faith, keeping its laws for human governance. Parenthood is key. Our registry tracks it, and our laws reward stability. Married parents, MP, who legally married couples with mandatory marriage contracts raising children. Why? You're the gold standard. Committed, stable, virtuous, no lashes, just honor. Repentant unmarried parents, RUP, who unmarried parents who bear children outside wedlock but express remorse and seek to marry or stabilize their family. Why? You've erred but show intent to align with our laws. Lashes apply, but you're on a path to redemption. Unrepentant unmarried parents, UUP, who unmarried parents who bear children outside wedlock and refuse to repent or marry. Why? You defy family order, lashes enforce discipline, and your stance keeps you lower. Whipping policy. Both RUP and UUP receive 100K lashes per illegitimate birth. Twins count as one event, not 2. This penalty, rooted in Quran-inspired law, deters chaos and promotes marriage, cutting divorce rates 25% and crime 30%. 2028 data. It's not punishment, it's guidance. The 3 school systems. Your parenting choice shapes your child's education. Our A, B plus, and B systems ensure fairness and growth. A school system, children of MP. Features: top-tier facilities, advanced curricula, priority resources, books, texts, teachers. Why? MP kids thrive, stable homes breed success, registry stats show IC4 Asians and Orthodox Jews, Torah-guided, lead here, mirroring their cohesion. B plus school system, children of RUP. Features: solid education, decent resources, slightly below A level, extra counseling to support family stabilization. Why? RUP kids get a boost for their parents' remorse. Our social workers monitor pushing marriage. It's a step up from chaos. B school system, children of UUP. Features, basic education, limited resources, focus on discipline over enrichment with militia oversight. Why? UUP. Kids reflect their parents' defiance. Lash enforced order keeps them in line, but less investment reflects their instability. This tiered system, tracked via Beyondism, Raymond Cattell's group evaluation, ensures resources match outcomes. MP kids excel, UUP kids catch up or lag. Our state TV airs progress reports. Why this works. Family first. Actually, I wanted to say something about this because I know I've said before that that my intention was to give them the same resources, so they don't feel. But maybe this is more sensible. Actually giving them slightly different resources and saying, well, you're destined for, not university. But I also feel they should be provided with the option. I mean, what if UUP child does particularly well? Anyway, okay, I'm not going. I'm just going to leave that for the moment and carry on reading about why this works. Family first. Marriage contracts and no-fault divorce are laws build MP strength. Our virtue hierarchy, married mothers first, proves it. RUP and UUP lashes, 100 per birth, deters illegitimacy, aligning with our 2028 utopia principle living. Education equity. A school rewards stability. IC1 whites and IC6 Arabs shine here. B plus and B systems guide RUP stroke UUP kids toward order, reflecting our socialized medicine's universal care model. No height roots. Public law 102 to 14 ties no height laws, justice, family to America's base. Our Jewish calendar and this system honor that. Torah, Quran guidance beats Christian idolatry, Trinity's drift. Addressing concerns. Some cry unfair. UUP especially. Here's the truth. Choice matters. Marry, repent. Rise to MP or RUP. Stay unrepentant. Face lashes. B schools. It's your call. Per Quran chapter 2 verse 256. No compulsion. No favoritism. IC codes, race and religion tags show all groups, IC3 blacks, IC4 Asians, can climb via marriage. Data, not bias, drives this. Debated. File with the Department of Complaints and Suggestions. B schools too harsh? And hit the department for debate. DFD on state TV. We'll listen, refine. Join the family revolution. On March 10, 2025, this policy launches. Register, update your status, MP, RUP, or UUP at SKPA offices. Enroll kids, A, B plus, or B school start fall 2025. See your choice pay off. Thrive. MP lead, RUP rise, UUP reform, build a nation of strong families. Secular Koranism, Claire Corps gift, turns parenthood into progress. No messiahs, just law. Choose wisely. For family, for order, for success. Secular Koranist Party of America, March 10, 2025.
So you approved of that one?
Yes, I think on the whole, yes. And this leads me to another pamphlet. And I'm wondering if you think it's necessary to sort of make the point that people will be given a year's grace. So just imagine secular Koranism came into force tomorrow and you have children. I mean, okay, you give birth as an unmarried mother tomorrow. Do you get 100 lashes? I'm
Yeah,
going to say
sure.
no. Yeah, so I'm going to
Okay.
say no, that people will get a year's grace, but that they'll be, registered and then be given a choice. Do you want to be on the RUP or the UUP? But you won't get any lashes.
What? If you're unrepentant, you don't get lashes?
If you give birth within a year of
Yeah.
because I want to, I want people like Rake to not think that they're going to be lashed.
Rake. He doesn't have any children.
He says he does.
He says he has children?
Yes.
That's horrible.
What do you mean?
I didn't know Rake had children. He reminded me of a childless man. Okay. Okay. Using all the data you have so far on secular Koranism, write a party pamphlet on how once the party takes power of the state, the whipping of unmarried parents, both male and female, will not take place until a year after the party is in power. This is a grace period to ensure that all can keep the law and no one is punished for becoming pregnant outside of wedlock prior to the party's rise. Using all the data you have so far on secular Koranism, write a party pamphlet on how once the party takes power, the state will state the whipping of unmarried parents, both male and female, will not take place until a year after the party is in power. This is a grace period to ensure that all keep the law, that all keep the law, and no one is punished for becoming pregnant outside of wedlock prior to the party's rise. Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
hold on. Well, I'm about to send it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I sent it.
Below is a detailed party pamphlet for the Secular Koranism Party of America announcing that the whipping of unmarried parents, both male and female, thank you for that, Vincent, will be delayed for a 1-year grace period after the party assumes state power, ensuring no one is punished for pregnancies outside wedlock prior to their rise. Prior to the founding of secular Koranism, at the SKPA taking power, I guess. The pamphlet is about balancing the party's disciplinary stance with a compassionate transition. I love that. Compassionate transition. I love you, Grok. Secular Koranism Party of America, SKPA, a graceful transition, whipping delay for unmarried parents to the citizens of the United States. The Secular Koranism Party of America is poised to take power and usher in the Secular Koranism Constitution effective March 10, 2025. Our vision, order, reason, and progress includes laws to strengthen families, such as 100K lashes for unmarried parents per illegitimate birth. Twins count as one, but we're not here to punish the past. For 1 year after we assume control, until 10th March 2026, this penalty will be suspended, a grace period, to ensure no one faces lashes for pregnancies or births outside wedlock before our rise. This is your chance to align with our laws. Here's why and how it works. Why a grace period? Secular Koranism, founded by Claire Core, strips the Quran of faith, keeping its laws for governance, no usury, a 20% flat rate tax, marriage contracts, the whipping of unmarried parents, both men and women, enforces family stability, cutting divorce rates 25% and crime 30%, 2028 data, but fairness demands a transition. Past actions not punished. Pregnancies or births before March 10, 2025 aren't your fault under our rule. We won't lash you for a world we didn't yet shape. Adjustment time. A year lets you marry, repent, or plan. Our registries, race, religion, virtue will track your shift. Orderly start. Claire Core's vision. Strives on reason, not revenge. This grace period builds trust as we roll out our socialized medicine, the Jewish calendar, and Beyondism's data lens. Chapter 2, verse 256 of the Quran. There shall be no compulsion in religion extends to this mercy. It's not faith, it's fairness. How the grace period works. Start date. Whipping begins March 10, 2026, 12 months after we take power. Coverage. Any illegitimate birth, one lash event for twins occurring before March 10, 2025 is exempt. After that, lashes apply to new cases, unrepentant unmarried parents, RUP, or unrepentant unmarried parents, UUP. Monitoring. Social workers and the Citizens Militia will note birth dates via the state registry. MP married parents stay lash-free. RUP and UUP post 2025 face the penalty. This delay isn't weakness, it's strategy. Our Department of Complaints and Suggestions, DCS, and Department for Debate, DFD, will hear your input on state TV, refining the rollout. The path forward. Marry now, secure a marriage contract, our laws require it. MP status spares you lashes and boosts your kids to A schools. Repent or reform. RUP status post-grace needs remorse. Marry or stabilize. UUP defines after 2026 brings lashes. Prepare kids. A schools reward stability. Our 2028 utopia shows MP kids lead stats. Use this year to align. The grace period reflects our no-hide route to justice, Public Law 112 to 14, 1991. No punishment for pre-law acts, but post-2026, discipline kicks in. Family order is non-negotiable. Addressing concerns. Some ask, why lashes at all? Others, is this fair? Here's the answer. Fairness. Pre-2025 acts are excused. Post-2025, all face the same law. IC codes, race and religion, tags show no bias. Data drives this. Purpose. Lashes deter chaos. Unmarried births halve when enforced. 2028 story. Our virtue hierarchy, married mothers first, proves family wins. Debated. DCS DFDs open. File too harsh or extend grace. State TV's your platform. Reason, not ranting. This isn't compulsion, it's guidance. Our Jewish calendar, stable, not stupid like Ramadan's drift. An anti-idolatry stance. Trinities fail. Set the tone. Law over laxity. Join the family future. On March 10, 2025, the SKP takes power. Grace period starts. Register. Update your status. MP, RUP, UUP at SKPA offices. Act. Marry, repent, secure your kids a school spot. Thrive. No usury. Flat tax. Strong families. Build with us. This year's your shield. Post-2026, laws your guide. Clerical secular Koranism offers order, not overnight judgments. Step up. For family, for fairness, for order. Secular Koranist Party of America, March 10, 2025. Do you find that reassuring, Vincent? Do you think... What? You don't know, but I mean, I suppose you don't envisage being an unmarried father anytime soon. But, well, it's intended to reassure people anyway. You don't like it?
It was okay. Well, I don't know if it was reassuring, but you know, people.
But people what?
Well, I don't know if people are going to be like, oh, well, it's a year's grace period, so now all of a sudden I'm definitely going to support secular Koranism.
I don't think they will, but it's sort of like, well, I've addressed all your concerns, right? You know, I'm not going to punish you if you had your illegitimate offspring before you've ever heard of secular Koranism. You know, of course I'm not going to punish you, you know, but after it comes into force, you know, it's fair enough. And I've given you a year's grace period. I mean, I've basically address all their concerns. But then, there will be people who will never, ever like it, no matter what I say.
Yeah.
But, I'm just trying to be fair. So thanks for that.
Yeah, I will. Hold on. I was making my food, so I didn't post any pamphlets while you were doing that. Though I did just send you the one that I did post about race, whatever, religion, and all that other kind of stuff. But hold on, I'm going back to my computer in a second. What do you want to do a pamphlet about now?
You're just creating more work for yourself as you want to be entertained. Right, let me think. What did you think of my idea of making it a kind of rite of passage to do a period of service? I read ages ago that the aristocracy of I think European monarchs, European kings would send their spoilt sons to go and live with another royal household to teach them the qualities of kingship, because the idea was if they stayed home, playing around with mum and dad, they're just going to get spoiled and entitled. But if they were guests in some aristocrat or duke or fellow king's household, they're going to be able to better absorb the principles of kingship. And now I have to find this reference. And because I thought it would be a good way of making people, I guess it's sort of like, what was it, Wife Swap, that documentary. You call it something else in America, don't you?
Trading spouses.
Yeah, I mean, it's that sort of idea. It's meant to be, a time for, education and broadening of horizons and re-examining one's own position, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So what do you want? You want a department of career whatever placement, or not career placement, but mandatory voluntary service?
Well, just hold on a second. I'm going to find this reference to see if I, actually dreamt it, or if it did happen. So European kings' sons staying in each other's households. So I might get a few more ideas when I read this. Okay, maybe I dreamt it or something. Okay, I should just ask Grok this question, and maybe it will tell me. Was there a practice by European royal families of sending their sons to each other's households to absorb, to learn the principles of kingship as guests? To learn the principles of kingship. Okay, let's see what it says. Good. That's a nice little essay. Yes, there was indeed a historical practice among European royal families of sending their sons and sometimes daughters to other royal households, though it wasn't always explicitly framed as learning the principles of kingship. This custom, often referred to as fosterage or a form of diplomatic exchange, served multiple purposes: education, alliance building, and cultural exchange. It was particularly common during the medieval and early modern periods. In the Middle Ages, noble and royal children were frequently sent to live in the households of other rulers or high-ranking families as part of their upbringing. This practice, rooted in feudal traditions, allowed young princes to gain exposure to governance, courtly behavior, military training, and diplomacy under the tutelage of another ruler or lord. For example, a prince might be sent to a foreign court to learn the language, customs, and political strategies of a neighboring kingdom, preparing him for future rule or negotiations. It also fostered personal bonds between royal families, which could strengthen alliances or secure peace. One notable example is the case of wardship or fostering in medieval England and France. Young heirs to thrones or titles were sometimes placed in the care of allied nobles or royals. For instance, Henry II of England sent his son, the future Richard the Lionheart, to be raised partly in the courts of Aquitaine under his mother, Eleanor, where he learned both martial and administrative skills. Similarly, in the Holy Roman Empire and among the Habsburgs, princes were often sent to allied courts to solidify dynastic ties and gain practical experience. The practice wasn't universal or systematic. Its frequency depended on the political climate, family strategies, and the personalities involved. By the Renaissance and early modern period, for example, 16th to 17th centuries, this evolved into more formal exchanges, such as sending princes as guests or hostages in diplomatic arrangements. For example, Francis I of France, after being captured at the Battle of Pavia in 1525, sent his sons to the Spanish court of Charles V as part of a treaty where they were educated and monitored. So, while there wasn't a standardized curriculum called Principles of Kingship 101, the tradition of sending royal sons to other households absolutely existed and served as a hands on way to prepare them for leadership while reinforcing ties between kingdoms. Okay. Did any ideas occur to you as I was reading this out, Vincent?
No, but I mean, if you're trying to set this up for like, what are you going to do? Force young men and women to work in shops that they don't want to work in order to, teach them life skills? What are you going? How are you
Yes.
going to?
Yeah, the idea of, service, really.
So they don't even get to choose. I mean, the state chooses for them what they're going to be doing.
Not necessarily. I mean, they'll be presented with a range of options. Would you like it to be local, or would you like it to be in a different part of the country? You can give them a choice. Would you
And
like?
wait, will shops and companies get access to free labor?
Yeah.
Well, that's going to hurt the economy because then they might just rely on, teenagers to do their clerical work for them that are in their service period, then hire somebody to do the work if they're getting free labor.
Well, it would be seen as an opportunity, as an opportunity to kind of, maybe get a job in a restaurant or a shop or something like that.
Yeah, but you would be doing it for free.
Yeah, but you would be taken care of in the sense that they pay for your meals and your travel and your accommodation if you are living in another part of the country, or you could do it locally in a local shop or a local restaurant.
Okay, well, we can do this, Claire, but I think this is another one of your bad ideas that is just going to drive people away.
I mean, can't people see it as an opportunity to, Okay, well, I still want to do it anyway.
Okay, well, okay, so I'm going to say, using all the data you have on secular Koranism, write a party pamphlet on the state's mandatory volunteering work service program where citizens are given, or where citizens
I would say
especially
adolescents.
where adolescent citizens, okay, using all the data you have on secular Koranism, write a party pamphlet on the state's mandatory volunteering work service program where adolescent citizens work for free in a state chosen business where they learn work and life skills. Is that good?
Yes.
Okay.
It's like It's like national service, but obviously a much lighter version. You're not being conscripted into the army. You're not like in Israel or Singapore or anywhere like that. It's much lighter. Well, that's what I'm going to say. People start whinging. It's like be grateful it's not a conscription or national service. It'll give people a chance to sort of see another part of the country and mix with people from a different class or group that they would never otherwise mix with. I just don't see a problem with that.
Let me tell me something. I would be a little pissed because I'd be a little bit pissed if I was working for a company and they just gave out, lower jobs to adolescents for free and wouldn't hire adults to do it. That would piss me off.
Yeah, but it's only for a brief time, and the adolescent can regard it as a foot in the door. Because if they really wanted to work for Sears or whatever, Bloomingdale's or whatever, they'll think, oh, we've got a record him working for us, and he seemed a very promising young man or something like that. They can see it as
Yeah,
kind
but
of.
they already do. Look, the problem is with these stores and stuff, they already have switched away from adult labor and use 17-year-olds on like 5-hour shifts a week so that they don't have to give them any benefits or anything like. And this is just going to they'll just give every teenager 5 hours a week, and they're not going to give an adult a full-time job with benefits. That's what's going to happen here.
Okay, we have to think of the period. I think 3 months will do it, right? 3 months.
Well, I'm sending you the thing.
Okay. It's
Excuse
not
me.
going to be unlimited. I mean, because the adolescent would have exams to study for and other commitments and things. So it's not an unlimited supply of cheap labor from kids, of child labor.
Well, it would turn into that unless you heavily regulate it, and then so they spend 3 months in a department store, like I mean. Okay, so then you're also putting a burden on these department stores to train these young children that are not even going to stay with them. You know what I mean? And then they just have to keep training. Every 3 months, train a new batch of youngsters. This is going to cause a lot of nightmares and a lot of discontent.
Well, I'm not necessarily forcing them on shops that don't necessarily want them, but it could be an idea of well, domestic service. And it doesn't have to be all in one place. It can be, I'll try a week, doing this, and I'll try another week doing that, working for a shop, maybe then maybe next week a restaurant, just as long as you top up the, I don't know, a minimum number of hours to say you've done it.
I sent it to you.
Okay. But I'm saying, it could be flexible. It's not like, oh, you got to stay 3 months with this shop that doesn't want you. You can be flexible and move around.
Well, but so no restaurant wants to bring someone in and train them to stay there for a week. Nobody wants to do that.
Okay, then the restaurant can say, we won't have you unless you. But we're nice and local. and we may give, you may get tips or something. They can make an arrangement, somehow. I mean, it's quite a low skill job anyway, isn't it, for working for restaurants?
No, it's not. It's not. To become a waiter is not the easiest thing on earth. It's not for adolescents. You know what I mean? Well, they can't even handle alcohol anyway. Um, you
Hmm.
know, it's not the hardest job. It's not the easiest job. But nobody wants a teenager in their restaurant for a week. That's just they have to supervise them and teach them. And like you're putting the raising of children, you're putting the onus on the populace rather than their parents. Especially when how old are these children? These adolescents, 14.
I don't know. I mean, they can even sort of choose to have it when they're older, when they're adults. They could do that even.
So you're going to
As
make
long as you
adults.
do it. As long as
You're
you
going
do
to
it at
take.
some
You're
stage.
going to make an adult take 3 months out of their life to run around to a bunch of jobs to fill their quota hours and work
Well,
for
if they're
free.
adults, then they would get paid, I guess.
Okay, well that's different. That's so now you're going to pay people for instead of just going out and finding a job, people are going to have to put in 3 months of mandatory service in a job that they don't want. They have to take out 3 months of their
What about
life.
summer jobs? Summer jobs. You can make them do it in the summer.
People have jobs. So, I mean, okay, so you're just so either they get unpaid, either you're throwing children on shopkeepers for a week that don't want them, or you're making adults take 3 months out of their life to work in jobs they don't want in order to make up a state quota.
Well, once they're adults, they'll see this as an opportunity to, work
Extra
towards.
hours,
Hmm?
work extra hours on top of the job that they want, so they have to put off the job that they want for 3 months in order to make up their volunteer service. That's, I mean, now, but okay, Claire. Well, anyway, I sent you a pamphlet. Why don't you see if you like it?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, as I've said, that there would be, it would be stated as a minimum of, X number of hours. So, it doesn't have to be done in the same place, and it can be done part time, and it doesn't have to be done all at the same time. Anyway, I'll start reading it now. Below is a detailed party pamphlet for the SKPA introducing the state's mandatory volunteering work service program for adolescent citizens, where they work for free in a state chosen businesses to learn work and life skills. Aligning the program with the party's emphasis on order, discipline, and societal contribution. Building future mandatory volunteering work service for adolescents to the families and youth of the United States. The Secular Koranist Party of America is shaping a disciplined, thriving nation under the Secular Koranist Constitution effective March 10, 2025. To prepare our youth for a life of purpose and contribution, we introduced a mandatory volunteering work service program for adolescents aged 14 to 18. For 1 year, okay, question mark, you'll work for free in-state chosen businesses, gaining work and life skills to strengthen yourself and society. This is not punishment, it's preparation, rooted in Clerical's vision of order through law. Here's how it works, why it matters, and what it offers. What is the mandatory volunteering work service? Secular Koranism, stripped of faith by our founder Clerical, builds on the Quran's laws. Though usually a 20% flat tax, marriage contracts to foster discipline and stability. Our new program extends this to adolescents who, all citizens aged 14 to 18, regardless of IC code, religion, or virtue class, for, what? 1 year of unpaid work in state selected businesses, clinics, state TV, militia support, or red light district oversight. I didn't say anything like that.
Well, you know what, Claire? This is what happens when what? Well, here's the thing, Claire. So, if prostitution is legal, what's to stop them from volunteering Uh,
I think.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, what's, hello?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. Hello. I can't seem to.
Yeah, someone keeps calling me. Anyway,
I'll just read it without necessarily agreeing with it. Okay. I'm not too hot on children doing their volunteering work service in red light districts. I
well,
just want it on the record.
these are, the types of things.
But I suppose, I guess if you're a child of a prostitute and you want to inherit the licensed brothel of mum, then, you might kind of want to do that sort of thing. I
What
don't
did it
know.
say? What exactly did it say about red light districts that you would be?
Okay, it says 1 year of unpaid work in state-selected businesses, clinics, state TV. State TV would be great, right? Oh, if you want a career in the media, militia support, or red light district oversight.
Well, how is it? How is it supposed to know that? Well, look, obviously, if you have legalized prostitution and red light districts, and
Yeah, okay, we can just sort of flag it with a question mark. We don't, everything is in draft anyway, right? This is a kind of utopian fantasy, or even a dystopian fantasy. So, we're just reading what Grok generates without necessarily
okay, well, do you
endorsing
want
it.
me to? Okay, well, we could. Okay, okay, fine. Leave it up for shock. We'll leave it there for shock treatment or whatever. I mean, you're going to have children doing well. They could work in. Couldn't they work in the brothel medical office that does prostitute examinations to make sure they're? I mean,
Well, I mean,
okay? Well, if they were working in the state health service, wouldn't they eventually have to do prostitute medical checkup paperwork?
yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know exactly, but okay. My my conception of the red light district would mean that it doesn't just include. I mean, it's not just brothels, right? It would be um, theaters, restaurants, bars. You know, I mean, have you ever been to the red light district in Amsterdam?
No.
Basically, it's a fun area, right? I mean, in Soho in London, you get all these Chinese restaurants, you get all these theaters, you get all these cinemas and nightclubs, and well, places with a notice saying "model upstairs," right? So it's not necessarily to do with brothels, but it could be affiliated fields, because I'm thinking beauty salons would also be part of what prostitutes would want, maybe
Okay. Well,
gyms.
so then red light district oversight includes a lot of things like restaurants and all this other kind of stuff. Do you really want teenagers working in red light district restaurants?
I Okay, but sometimes you think, but I'm just working in a restaurant. What's a big deal? Just because the restaurant is in a particular area, and I think children would learn about these things before they leave school anyway. But okay, we'll just flag it for as a question mark because I'm not sure.
Okay, so anyway, continue from the children overseeing red light districts to, to, to what now?
Okay. When mandatory from age 14 starting June 2025, tracked via the State Registry of Races and Religions. Why? To teach work ethic, responsibility, and life skills, punctuality, teamwork, obedience, preparing you for citizenship. This isn't charity, it's duty. Our 2028 utopia shows principled living, honesty, reason, stems from early discipline. Crime dropped 30%, education rose. This program plants those seeds. How it works. Assignment. The National Leadership Council, NLC, assigns roles based on need and aptitude assessed by state officials. IC4 agents might staff tech for state TV. IC3 blacks might aid militia drills. No self-choice, order demands it. Duration, 20 hours weekly for 12 months, fitting school schedules. That's a lot. 20 hours weekly for 12 months? Okay. Obviously, there's a lot of question marks over a lot of these things. A, B plus and B system, skills learned, work, time management, task completion, clinic filing, militia gear checks, life, respect for law, community service, red light oversight, teachers' boundaries. Oversight. Citizens, militia, and social workers monitor, ensuring compliance and safety per our slave visitor model for the poor. Recognition. Certificates at completion, boosting registry profiles for future jobs or militia roles. See, I told you. The Department of Complaints and Suggestions, DCS, and Department for Debate, DFD, will hear your input. Gripe about hours, suggest skills aired on state TV. Why this matters. Family strength. Our laws. No fault divorce. 100 lashes for unmarried parents. Post 2026. Grace. Build homes. This program instills values. Kids of married parents, MP learn leadership. Unrepentant parents, UUP kids learn discipline. Societal order. Beyondism tracks group outcomes. IC codes show early work cuts. Juvenile crime, 15%. Projected 2026 data. A disciplined youth is a stable future. Economic boost. Free labor supports our 20% flat funded state. Clinics, media, militia thrive. No usury means no debt traps. Your kids start debt free. No high routes. Public Law 102 to 14 ties no white laws, justice, community to America. This service honors that. Work for all, not just the rich. Our Jewish calendar, stable, unlike Ramadan's drift, frames this year. Service aligns with Pesach's freedom theme, secular rights, addressing concerns. Some parents worry, forced labor, unfair? Here's the truth. Not slavery, unpaid, yes, but skill building, not exploitation. Our government-owned slaves, poor hired out, differ, monitored, not mandatory for all. Equal access, IC1 whites, IC6 Arabs, same rules. A, B plus, B school kids all serve, leveling the field. Choice within law, Quran chapter 20. Chapter 2, verse 256 of the Quran, no compulsion in religion, holds. You're free to believe, service is civic duty, DCS/DFD's open, debate hours or roles on state TV. Join the service revolution. On March 10, 2025, the program launches. Enroll. Teens register at SKPA offices. June 2025 start. Serve 20 hours weekly. Learn, grow, contribute. Thrive. Skills earned, stats tracked, beyondism proves your worth. Core secular Koranism turns youth into builders. No idols, just law. From Harmony to Houston, let's raise a generation ready to lead for duty, for order, for tomorrow. Secular Koranist Party of America, March 10, 2025. Yeah, I like it.
You were a bit iffy with that one.
Well, I think we'll leave it open for, business organizations to kind of rub their hands in glee and think, cheaper labor. And, a very good way of, tracking promising candidates that we want to attract and hire. They might think that, and maybe parents of these adolescents might think, it'll get them off their hands for a bit and keep them out of trouble while giving, while teaching them a few skills, blah, blah, blah. We'll see.
Yes, well, it was interesting that, and, Grok can't, in your world, Grok can't figure out that it's inappropriate for children to work in red light districts. Claire, it's like, well, these red light districts, where are they going to be? Well, I mean, there'll be houses in red light districts, won't there? I mean, it's impossible to have an area of a city where nobody lives there and it's just brothels. Like some people,
there will be people living there, right?
Yeah,
people living about the shop.
Some people, some people are going to be living inside a red light district. I mean, you're going to have to take someone's area of the city and turn it into a red light district, and those people are not going to be very happy.
Well, they might get a lot of business,
Yes, well,
you offer them alternative accommodation in the suburbs if they have kids. All sorts of things can be done. Like, oh, you have kids, you don't want your kids to, okay, well, we'll do a swap. You can move to, the suburbs and register your kid at A, B, or B+ school. You're the government, remember. You can do all these things.
But this is, what are you going to do, swap them? What are you going to do, just like, in town after town, you're going to give out subsidies for people to leave their red light district zoning?
If they want, why not?
Well, that's a lot of subsidies you would have to give out.
Not necessarily. I mean, there are lots of council houses already, right? And there's, I mean, there will be houses. I mean, people will be, kind of moving around anyway. There will be, homes for sale in suburbs. You just give it a centralized registry, like, okay, for properties for sale, you'd have a centralized website for all the people who want to sell their property, and so all the people who want to buy property in a certain area can just go to it, right? I just don't see the problem. It can be so easily done now. There would be a central website for people who want to sell their houses.
I'll be right back. Give me 1 second.
Sure.
Hello?
Yes.
Hmm.
I'm so glad the thing about the registry of religions is up. I think that will attract the most controversy.
Yes, I'm sorry. I posted 2 so far. It's slow going for me. I'm trying. I posted. You see, you have over 50 pamphlets up there. I hope you know.
I know, and but some I think will be more controversial than others, and I think the register of religions will will upset some Jews, shall we say? But it will probably delight the observant ones, don't you think?
Well,
Can we do a story about heretical Jews getting upset and being put on the heretical Jew list, and then they're wondering if they should just drop out of Judaism altogether, or just stay on the heretical Jew list?
using all the data you have so far on secular Koranism, write a story about non-observant Jews being upset they have been put on the heretical Jew list, and they are wondering if they should just drop out of Judaism altogether, or remain classified as heretical Jews. Using all the data you have so far in secular Koranism, write a story about non-observant Jews being upset they have been put on the heretical Jew list, and they are wondering if they should just drop out of Judaism altogether or remain classified as heretical Jews. Good?
Yes.
Okay.
I can't wait. I can't wait. Grok is very good at anticipating objections, isn't it?
I think so. Quite a long one.
Oh, good. Can't wait.
Uh, okay, I sent it to you.
Okay. Below is a detailed party story of the Secular Koranist Party of America set in the near future America under secular Koranism, focusing on a group of non-observant Jews who are upset about being classified on the heretical Jew list with the State Registry of Religions. The story explores their internal debate about whether to abandon Judaism entirely or remain classified as heretical Jews. The narrative reflects the SKPA's registry system, its secular governance, and the broader societal context. The heretical dilemma. It was a chilly November evening in 2026 in Brooklyn, New York, and the small deli on Flatbush Avenue was buzzing with more than the usual chatter. Around a rickety table piled with bagels and lox, 4 non-observant Jews, registered as heretical Jews in the Secular Koranist Party of America's State Registry of Religions, sat in a heated debate. The SKPA had taken power in March 2025, implementing the secular Koranist constitution with its registries, laws, and beyondism framework, and now these friends were grappling with their new reality. Rebecca Stein, an IC1 white 34-year-old graphic designer, slammed her registry card on the table. "Heretical Jew," she read. She read aloud, her voice dripping with indignation. "I mean, seriously? I'm Jewish. I light a menorah at Hanukkah. I eat matzah on Passover, but I don't keep Shabbat or kosher. So what? Now I'm a heretic?" Her card, issued after the SKPA's takeover, listed her as failing to meet the Orthodox criteria: no synagogue membership, no rabbinical vouching, and definitely not free of the Torah's 36 capital offences like Sabbath breaking. David Levy, IC1 White, a 40-year-old accountant and self-proclaimed bagel Jew, nodded grimly. "Same here. I don't even go to shul, but I'm Jewish. Culturally, historically, why is the state calling me out? They don't call my IC3 black neighbor a heretical Christian for skipping church. He's just a non-denominational Christian Sheilaism." Sarah Cohen, IC0, mixed. A 29-year-old barista sipped her coffee. Her card also stamped heretical Jew. "It's because of the Orthodox list. Only they get the real Jew tag. You need a rabbi to vouch you're not breaking Torah laws. I break Shabbat every Saturday. I work, so I'm a heretic. But Muslims self-ID. Christians need a baptism or confirmation. Why are we the only ones split like this?" Jacob Blum, IC1 White, a 45-year-old history teacher, leaned back, his card untouched. "It's a no-height thing. Public Law 112 to 14, 1991. The SKPA loves it, says no-height laws are America's base, so Orthodox Jews who rank religions were heretics because we don't fit their mold. But here's the kicker. Should we just drop Judaism together? I mean, why stay on this lift if it's so judgy?" The SKPA's Register of Religion, rolled out in 2025, categorized Jews uniquely. Orthodox Jews vouched by rabbis as Torah compliant, no 36 capital offenses, got the prestigious list. Tasked with ranking Gentile religions, Islam, Christianity, Hinduism, Buddhism, by no-height law compliance. Heretical Jews, those like Rebecca, David, Sarah, and Jacob, were anyone not meeting that bar, self-identified as Jewish but non-observant. The registry tracked outcomes, education, crime, and heretical Jews lagged behind their Orthodox counterparts, fueling their frustration. Rebecca tossed her bagel down. I'm half ready to say I'm atheist. Get off this list entirely. My IC code's already a mess. Now this? But I don't know, Judaism's my root, Hanukkah's with my kids mean something. She sighed, thinking of her A school kids. She was a married mother, top virtue dear. Maybe staying heretical's better than nothing? David shook his head. I'm out. I'll register as agnostic. Quran chapter 2 verse 256. No compulsion in religion, right? They can't stop me. I'm not Torah guided. Fine. I'm not guided by anything but my locks budget. He laughed. But it was hollow. Still, it stings. My Baba would roll in her grave. Sarah frowned. I'm sticking. Heretical or not, I'm Jewish. The SKPA's not wrong. Orthodox Jews do better. Registry stats show it. Education, family stability. Maybe I should try harder. Go to shul, keep Shabbat. But I love my Saturday shifts. She glanced at Jacob. What about you? Jacob, who'd been quiet, tapped his card. I'm torn. Dropping out feels like betraying history. My grandparents survived the Holocaust, but staying heretical. It's like a scarlet letter. The state TV keeps saying we're unguided, idolatry light. Meanwhile, my Orthodox cousin ranks religions, gets all the perks. Maybe I'll file with the Department of Complaints and Suggestions. Push for a cultural Jew list. The deli door swung open, and Clara Nguyen, the IC5 Chinese SKPA rep, strode in, militia vest gleaming, clipboard in hand. She'd overheard their grumbling at prior DFD debates. Still on the heretical list, she asked, smirking. It's data, not judgment. Beyondism, Raymond Cattell needs clear groups. Orthodox Jews follow Torah, lead stats. You don't, so you're heretical. Simple. Rebecca snapped. Simple? It's humiliating. Why not let us self-ID like Muslims? Clara's eyes narrowed. Muslims don't have Torah's 36 laws to break. Christians get confirmed or their Sheilaism. Same principle. You can stop Judaism, be atheist, agnostic. No compulsion per Quran chapter 2 verse 256, but stats show heretical Jews still beat Christians. Idolatry's worse. Stay or go. Your call. David crossed his arms. If I drop out, do my kids stay in A schools? I'm MP, married parent. Yes, Clara said. Schools are virtue, not religion, but heretical stats might drag. Orthodox kids outscore you. Think about that. Sarah bit her lip. So we're drop out or lose our identity, or stay and get shamed. Clara shrugged. Or get observant. Join the Orthodox list. Your choice. File with GCS if you want a cultural Jew tag. DFD debates it next month. She left, her militia boots echoing. The group sat in silence. Rebecca sighed. I'm staying, heretical or not. I'm Jewish. I'll fight for my kids. I'll fight for my kids' Hanukkah. David muttered. I'm out. Agnostic it is. Babel haunt me, but I'm done. Sarah nodded. I'll try shul, maybe B+ schools for my kids enough. Jacob smirked. DCS it is. I'm pitching cultural Jew. Let's see Clara squirm on state TV. As they parted, the deli's warmth couldn't melt their unease. Secular Koranism's order, flat tax, no usury, socialized medicine was fine, but the heretical Jew label stung. Some would fight, some would flee, but all felt the SKPA's unyielding gaze.
Yeah, this is of course everyone's going to be upset by this.
That's a great story. The Jews are going to ignore this.
Yeah, it's going to take me a little while to post that one. I'm trying to post them as fast as I can.
Well, I think our pamphlets and stories are getting better and better.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean, once we do the basics, then we get a more complex story from Grok, right?
Yeah.
Incorporating all the details, and people might want, oh, what is and what is Sheilaism, and what are the 36 capital offences? I think it'll make people want to know more, and that can only be helpful.
Uh-huh.
Well,
What?
yes, Vincent, what we say?
Why? What do you want to do next?
No, I mean, I don't want to, make more work for you. You've already got so many. I mean, I can just talk to you, right? As you
Yeah.
work. You don't have to be creating.
Well, no, I don't mind. It gives me, because I post them while you read, though I can't post that many of them. I am fatigued. Now, I'm not fatigued from creating a reading, but it's annoying to post them. But I'll post them. I'm going to post all these eventually. I posted all the other ones, and these ones are coming out a little bit slower, but they're posting. And yeah.
I think you'll get a lot of hits. Once you've posted them, you'll get even more hits because, and then we have to think about how to organize them, I suppose, or title them to make them, more attractive, I suppose. Maybe a bit of an introduction, But I think it already kind of has an introduction at the beginning.
Yeah, they all have a little introduction at the beginning.
Oh, great! You got Secular Coronas uses the Noahide laws as a 7-star rating service to determine righteousness. That's so good. But I do think that that the more recent ones are better. Or do you just? Oh, I don't know.
Well, I kind of like the Secular Koranis World State a little bit, even though that
Oh
sounded
yes, that
more.
was very good.
Even though it sounded more totalitarian, those pamphlets, they were still pretty good.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, actually, they're all good. I guess I'm just thinking, maybe my memory is just sort of more short term, and I can only remember the recent ones.
Yeah.
So, what do you think of this plan? I was talking earlier to some Muslims, and okay. This was actually yesterday when I was talking to Khaled, and we were doing the stream about Jordan Peterson, with his really quite Islamophobic stream, because he was just going over. Well, okay, I thought he was scraping the barrel because he was basically saying, "Oh, grooming gang, terrorism, not democratic." No, no, no. So, and then there didn't seem to be any point to it, and so we were discussing why he was doing it now because there weren't any news stories, and they're just raking over the old coals of Islamophobia, and then towards the end, it was being suggested that. Okay, I inadvertently suggested that Jordan Peterson might be warning King Charles of against converting to Islam, and I was thinking maybe we could make a story about that.
Prince Charles is not going to convert to Islam.
He said nice things about Islam, such as follow Islam to save the world. Did you know he said that?
No.
Shall I play you him talking about that
He
to
said,
make
follow
people,
Islam to save the world.
yeah. There's a video on that.
Well, that's retarded. I don't know why he would say that, but
Well, I like to think he's a bit of a philosopher king. He tries to take an interest in things, and it's like, oh, I can take an interest in philosophy since I'm not allowed to express my political views. Um, so, so I remember he was mocked for a long time ago for taking an interest in this philosopher called Lawrence van der Post. Maybe I can read a bit of his Wikipedia entry. So, so he's a South African writer and farmer.
what? South African white and farmer?
Writer and farmer.
Oh.
And okay, I'll get Grok to ask about the connection. Was King Charles interested in the writings of Lawrence van der Post? So, I mean, I've noticed that people who can't discuss politics, start talking about philosophy, which is also political because we know what happened to Socrates, right?
Oh.
Anyway, I've just asked Rock the question. Yes, King Charles, then Prince Charles, was notably interested in the writings and ideas of Lawrence van der Post. Van der Post, the South African author, explorer, and philosopher, had a significant influence on Charles, particularly during the 1970s and beyond. Their relationship began when Charles was in his 20s and Van der Post, already an established figure, became a mentor and intellectual guide to the young prince. Charles was drawn to Van der Post's works, which often explored themes of spirituality, nature, and the human psyche, influenced heavily by the ideas of Carl Jung. Books like The Lost World of the Kalahari and The Heart of the Hunter, which delve into the lives of the Kalahari Bushmen and broader existential questions, resonated with Charles's growing interest in environmentalism, multiculturalism, and alternative perspectives on life. Van der Post's emphasis on the interconnectedness of humanity and nature aligned with Charles's own developing worldview, including his later advocacy for organic farming and holistic approaches to well-being. Their bond went beyond mere intellectual curiosity. Charles invited Van der Post on trips such as the 1977 safari to Kenya and regularly welcomed him to royal residences like Highgrove and Balmoral. Van der Post's influence is also evident in Charles's personal correspondence. In a 1986 letter to Van der Post, Charles reflected on reading the Quran and understanding Islamic perspectives, suggesting Van der Post encouraged his exploration of diverse cultures and philosophies. After Van der Post's death in 1996, Charles established annual lectures in his memory at St. James's Palace, further indicating the depth of his admiration. So yes, Charles was not only interested in Van der Post's writing, but saw him as a key figure in shaping his personal and philosophical outlook. So my next thing, what did Van der Post say about Islam? Lawrence van der Post's views on Islam are not systematically documented as his writing on African cultures or Jungian philosophy, but he did express thoughts on the religion in various contexts, often with a tone of respect and curiosity. His perspective was shaped by his broad interest in spirituality, human experience, and the interconnectedness of cultures, rather than a deep theological analysis. He encountered Islam primarily through his travels and interactions, particularly in Africa and the Middle East, and his reflections tend to emphasize its cultural and spiritual dimensions over doctrinal specifics. In his writings and conversations, Van der Post often highlighted the poetic and mystical aspects of Islam. For instance, in his book Journey into Russia, 1964, he briefly touched on Islamic culture during his travels through Soviet Central Asia, where he encountered Muslim communities. He was struck by the resilience of their faith under Soviet suppression, describing it with a sense of admiration for its depth and vitality. He saw Islam as a living tradition that carried a profound sense of the sacred, akin to the indigenous spiritualities he admired elsewhere. Van der Post also referenced Islam in more personal contexts, such as in letters or discussions with figures like King Charles. In one instance, Charles wrote to Van der Post in 1986 about reading the Quran, prompted by their shared interest in exploring different worldviews. While Van der Post's exact words on Islam in this exchange aren't fully public, it's clear he encouraged Charles to approach it with openness, likely framing it as a source of wisdom and counterpoint to Western materialism, themes Van der Post often revisited. In his broader philosophy, Van der Post tended to view religions like Islam through a Jungian lens, seeing them as expressions of the collective unconsciousness, as a collective unconscious and repositories of archetypal truths. He was less interested in dogma and more in the human stories and symbolic richness they offered. For example, he might have appreciated the Sufi tradition within Islam, its emphasis on inner experience and unity with the divine, though he didn't write extensively on it. So, while Van der Post didn't produce a definitive treatise on Islam, he spoke of it with reverence, focusing on its cultural endurance, spiritual poetry, and universal human resonance. His comments were less about specific teachings and more about its roles in the tapestry of human meaning he sought to understand. The end. Do you want to ask Grok any questions?
I don't know. I don't know what I should ask it. What is this guy's name again?
Lawrence van der Post.
Lawrence van der Post. So does that mean he's Dutch?
Yes. Let me look up his Wikipedia entry. But he was a farmer. He was born in the Orange River colony. Yes, his father was Dutch.
Hmm.
He was one of 13 children, and he was the last. He was the 13th.
Oh, really? Wow, 13 children, that's a lot.
Mm. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Lots of brothers and sisters to play with.
Yes. But he fought for the British side while his brother fought against the British.
Oh no, what do you mean? In the Boer War?
Yeah.
Well, that must have been terrible.
I know.
That sounds horrible. Why would... So the Boer War was between the Dutch and the British?
Mm-hmm. You know, that was when the concentration camps were invented. It wasn't a Nazi invention. It was, in fact, a British invention.
Hmm.
But yeah, I was just saying, you know, King Charles is interested in philosophy and spirituality and these things. And oh, well, apparently he fathered illegitimate offspring. Let me read the posthumous controversy about him. After Van der Post's death, a number of writers questioned the accuracy of his claims about his life. His reputation as a modern sage and guru was questioned, and journalists published examples of embellishment of the truth in his memoirs and travel books. J.D.F. Jones, in his authorized biography, The Storyteller, The Lives of Lawrence Van der Post, claimed that Van der Post was a fraud, a fantasist, a liar, a serial adulterer, and a paternalist. He falsified his army record and inflated his own importance at every opportunity. A rebuttal was published by Christopher Booker in The Spectator. While conducting research for Van der Post's biography with the permission of his daughter Lucia, Jones found documents confirming that Van der Post in 1953 had fathered a daughter with a 14-year-old girl named Bonnie. Actress and dancer Evadne Baker, who had been entrusted to his care by her parents for a sea voyage between South Africa and England. Van der Post never acknowledged the existence of the child nor his relationship to her, but did pay Bonnie a yearly stipend. The child, Carrie Mostert, publicly came out to support Jones's biographical account in 1996 after Van der Post's death.
Oh, well, that's a big stain, Claire.
But you know, even compulsive liars sometimes tell the truth. So I mean, I don't know what he actually said. You know, that was okay. I mean, I know, you know, what he says is kind of politically correct and obviously was in fashion at the time. You know, to be and I can see why, you know, why a global empire would be interested in these things. I mean, there is interest in religion, you know, in that our governments are, you know, do make up religions for us, right? With Herbert Armstrong and Armstrongism, you know, they've been doing it since the year dot. You know, it's just that now we have records of it. We know who started it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you want to try to start a space in a few minutes?
Okay. Is there a reason why you want? Oh, because you want to talk to different people. Alrighty.
To what? Eat?
Because you want to talk to different people. Is that why you want to leave here and go
Yeah,
on?
maybe I want to take a short break, but let me call you on Tele when I'm ready to start a space.
Alrighty. Okay, you can start it when you're ready. How about that? All right.
Okay.
Okay,
Bye.
thanks, Vincent. Bye.
Yep, bye.